You have to choose now between Davos or Westminster.
Davos.
Why?
Because Westminster is too constrained, and it's closed, and we're not having meaning. Once you get out of Westminster, whether it's Davos or anywhere else, you actually engage with people that you can see working with in the future.
In just a few days, the Billionaire Boys Club of the World Economic Forum, as Robert Kennedy Jr. once called it, will convene in Davos for its annual summit.
Where do you stand on the WEF, the World Economic Forum?
It is like, we shouldn't be paying any attention. It's a Billionaires Boys Club as arranging the world to shift wealth upward and to clamp down totalitarian controls on everybody else. And now they got the capacity to do it. They got all these countries running around doing what they tell them to do. It's astonishing to me that, these people go to Davos in their private jets.
Yes.
And they're able to tell these world leaders, how to govern us in ways that eradicate our constitutional and civil rights and constantly shift.
Yet, this year, perhaps more than ever before, the influence and significance of this gathering seem to be waning. The global stage has changed a lot. The WEF young leaders are almost all gone, the last one being Canadian Prime Minister Trudeau, and new political visions are emerging. To make matters worse for Davos, its first day coincides with Trump's inauguration as US President on January 20th, a historic event sure to overshadow the summit entirely. Anyway, the WEF president has already declared that Trump will be a guest speaker at the summit remotely.
President Trump, in his first week, he has joined twice physically in Davos. Before, as president, he will, on Thursday afternoon, he will join us digitally, online, live, in the dialogue with our participants. We think that will be a very special moment also to learn more what the new administration has of policy priorities.
The WEF has been pretty worried about the shift to a multipolar world in recent years. In their presentation, they were eager to show their commitment to expanding invitations to Global South countries. Even the new Syrian foreign minister will attend this year.
It's so important that we're also reflecting the global reality. As Merrick also underlined, we have even stronger representation now from business and political leaders from the Global South than ever before. And this is reflecting also the reality out there. And
so today we try to answer a crucial question. Have BRICS nations truly challenged the globalist agenda, or are they complicit in it? Our mission was clear: to neutrally analyze the activities and documents on the BRICS alliance and compare them to the agendas of the Davos Club. Before we dive deeper, let's acknowledge that politics is never black and white. There are many players involved, each with competing interests, and some leaders genuinely love their countries and people, while others are driven purely by self-interest. The story begins with a surprising revelation. Everyone has passed through the WEF, even Putin. And no, he's not a WEF young leader. You can find a short video explaining that in the first comment below. Among the BRICS nations, practically every leader has attended the Davos summit, from India to South Africa, from Egypt to Ethiopia. In the 2024 edition, even Iran was present with its foreign minister. The United Arab Emirates has been organizing similar events, such as the World Government Summit, while China has hosted the Summer Davos for over 15 years. Currently, Russia stands as the only country no longer welcome at the WEF, following the organization's alignment with Ukraine. Also, at Davos 2025, Zelensky will hold a speech remotely and answer questions. However, Russia continues to organize its own events, including the St. Petersburg International Economic Forum, often dubbed the Russian Davos. If you want to know more about why Russia is out of the WEF, you can watch this video right here. This overlap in attendance and agendas has caused significant concern among average citizens, particularly in the West. Many fear that the BRICS, ostensibly in conflict with NATO-aligned globalists, might be controlled opposition. Also, both groups frequently reference Agenda 2030, a United Nations initiative often associated with the WEF, but not actually their creation. On paper, many of these goals seem universally agreeable. After all, who wouldn't want a cleaner world or greater economic and social equity? So, during our research, we found a compelling article by journalist Matt Ehret titled BRICS Plus versus the WEF, the Clash of Two Green Paradigms. And this article helped a lot to clarify the two different approaches that BRICS and WEF have on the same goals. Ehret provides a historical perspective on how BRICS nations address sustainability differently from the WEF. In his analysis, he highlighted that while BRICS acknowledges the need for more sustainable economies, their actions often counter Western-centric approaches championed by Davos. Ehret's analysis offers a thought-provoking lens into this dichotomy. Let's have a look in detail to get a clearer picture. A pivotal moment came in February 2022 when President Xi Jinping and Vladimir Putin issued their 5,000-word joint declaration on international relations entering a new era and global sustainable development. This declaration sparked concerns in the West. Critics claim that China and Russia might be another arm of the global elite's agenda. But are they? To understand this, we must look back to the 2009 COP14 summit in Copenhagen. There, Western leaders attempted to enforce legally binding carbon emission cuts, but China, supported by India, derailed these plans. This defiance highlighted a larger battle: developing nations fighting for sovereignty over policies that could stifle their industrial growth under the guise of environmental protection. While both BRICS and WEF champion sustainability, their interpretations differ starkly. The Western approach often revolves around reducing energy consumption and shifting to renewables. In contrast, BRICS sees sustainability as synonymous with development. Consider China's ambitious energy strategy. By 2021, it completed a fourth-generation nuclear reactor in Shandong province and announced plans for 150 new reactors by 2035. This commitment to nuclear power represents a fundamental break from the West's increasingly anti-nuclear stance. India plans to add 18 nuclear reactors by 2032, while Russia exported 15 reactors to developing nations between 2012 and 2021. These projects represent a clear path to energy independence without compromising sovereignty. The Belt and Road Initiative further exemplifies BRICS' approach, spending $4 trillion in projects across railways, pipelines, and ports. This contrasts sharply with the WEF's emphasis on centralized global governance. Take China's Move South Water North project, a $76 billion mega project designed to divert 44.8 billion cubic meters of water annually from the Yangtze River to drought-prone regions in the north. This initiative showcases a philosophy of engineering solutions to environmental challenges rather than accepting decline. The North-South Transport Corridor linking Russia and India through a network of rail and port infrastructure demonstrates another aspect of BRICS' practical approach to development. These initiatives far outpace Western alternatives like the Build Back Better world, which lacks the financial backing to rival the tangible impact of BRICS-led programs. China's transformation tells a compelling story. Its annual energy use increased from 12.5 terawatt-hour in 2000 to 44 terawatt hour in 2021, helping lift life expectancy from 44 years in the 60s to 78 today. This dramatic improvement underscores the direct correlation between energy consumption and human development. While the WEF promotes wind and solar solutions operating at 25-35% efficiency, nuclear plants consistently deliver 90% capacity, offering a more reliable path to energy security. This stark difference in approach reveals a deeper philosophical divide. The West's stagnation stems from decades of policies driven by scarcity rather than innovation. From the 70s onward, funding for advanced energy and space exploration dwindled. The cancellation of the Apollo program and restrictions on nuclear development marked the beginning of a decline in the growth mindset that once defined Western progress. The fundamental divide becomes clear. The WEF champions centralized global governance, where power concentrates in the hands of unelected elites. Their model seeks to integrate governments, corporations, and civil society into a unified decision-making structure that transcends national borders. BRICS, however, defends national sovereignty and multipolarity. By rejecting top-down mandates, these nations assert their right to pursue development paths that prioritize their people over globalist agendas. As we said before, some BRICS countries are involved in organizing wealth-related events, especially China. This might get some of you thinking. We are not hiding the fact that we are in the same boat. That's why we asked Matt Ehret to share his perspective. He thinks that China's hosting of Summer Davos might seem a bit contradictory, but it's actually a strategic move. Instead of turning its back on global institutions like the IMF, World Bank, or the United Nations, China works with them to shape outcomes. It's like using the system's force to nudge it in a different direction, similar to how Aikido uses the force of the opponent to redirect them. That's also why we are inviting you to take another look at the BRICS approach to world institutions. The BRICS isn't planning on giving up on any of them because they still believe in their usefulness. They just need to be changed to give more space to the global south and emerging countries. On the other hand, the WEF often promotes noble goals such as ending hunger or improving healthcare, but typically ties this to restrictive elitist framework. China, however, reinterprets these objectives with practical solutions like nuclear power, large-scale infrastructure projects, and sovereign banking, methods that break from the WEF's neoliberal playbook. This ideological clash is perhaps best illustrated in their contrasting narratives about the future. While the WEF champions vague concepts like the Global Green New Deal, BRICS delivers tangible results through projects like the Belt and Road Initiative and expanding nuclear energy programs. We agree with this view on China, and we have also come to a similar conclusion by watching how Russia and India act in the world stage. They never turn down a chance to talk things through, but that doesn't mean they will just go along with globalist policies if they go against their own national plans. In this video, we stuck to talking about the environment and ecology, but there are also problems with Davos plans when it comes to gender, artificial intelligence, digital currencies, health issues, or freedom of expression. We want to open a debate with you by talking about things that are important to you. We know that even within the BRICS framework, these issues can be mishandled. So please share your thoughts in the comment section. We will have the pleasure of interviewing Matt Ehret after the Davos summit to talk more about this. As we look to the future, the choice between these paradigms isn't just about economic policies or environmental goals. It's about humanity's trajectory, whether we embrace innovation and growth or resign ourselves to scarcity and decline. The path forward requires understanding these competing visions and actively participating in shaping a future that prioritizes humanity's collective well-being over elite agendas. Stay engaged, subscribe to Think BRICS, and thanks for watching.